All right, we are recording.
Woo.
Any questions before we get started?
Who are you starting with?
I am going to start with Tassara or with Hodge. Tara first.
Okay.
Those are two separate scenes, man.
You have no idea.
Oh, Brill.
All right.
All right, let me put a pin in this because I can't think in two characters at the same time. Okay.
So, Tassara, you and your new friend, let's get a picture of him.
Let's get a name up there for him real quick.
Yet that's coming.
It's not even breathing hard. See, that does not look insectoid to me.
Amount.
I think his face looks insectoid. I think
The
the
rest
rest
of
of
him
him
looks
looks
like a
lizard.
lizard.
Her. That's not my character. Do go on.
Fear not. They will take her down the block to an alleyway. Speed her weight.
Tessara looks angry for a moment, then closes her eyes, takes a deep breath, calls upon the force to center and calm her down, and nods.
You guys follow them as they march Hadaza down the. There are speeders driving by. There's wheeled vehicles driving by. It's clear that they appear to be doing exactly what it says. But Tisara,
How many people have you watched this happen to?
this is my.
She frowns and stops walking. Then how do you know where they were taking her?
You have the ability to see.
She gets a sort of, I don't know what the word is. Like she gets like a frown, but it's more like frustration. And she says, "Anytime I've tried, I just get gibberish. My Another one of my party is better at it than me."
Let's just say. See.
Then do we succeed? Good. And she starts walking again.
Give me a sense motive check, please.
Ooh, nat 20, 27.
So, Tasara, as he's speaking to you and explaining things to you, you sense that he's being not only dishonest about some things, but he's also intentionally being deceptive.
Okay. What is your stake in this?
Preventing stay.
Well, if you have the ability to see into the future, as you say, there has to be some reason why you're helping me other than just saving my friend. What's in it for you?
And you watch them turn into the alleyway. Now, when you stopped, did you speed up to start moving next to him, or are you still slightly behind him?
No, next to him.
Okay. Give me a spot check, please.
25.
He moves his cloak around slightly and draws two long items, and you're high enough level you can sense the force crystals within. You're almost certain they're a style of lightsaber designed for his unique anatomy. And he starts to move forward as if to start his attack, and stops and backs up. And the reason why he backs up, the speeder is approaching, military style.
Tessara has unholstered her blaster gun that she brought with her, but doesn't hold it up. She just has it in her hand, ready. Was this in your vision of the future?
This is wrong. The blasters, or he moves to an alleyway directly across the street from the alleyway that they took Hodge to, so he could observe what's going on. The speeder lands, and a group of Sith soldiers disembark along with a female Sith. Tessara, give me an intelligence check.
Great. 10.
Okay. Give me a listen check to see if you can hear what's going on.
15.
Okay, so you will be able to hear what's going on across the street. Hodge, they're walking you to the speeder, and you hear a female voice call out, "That is far enough." And you see a speeder that had landed behind you guys, blocking the exit of the alleyway. And you see this woman. Give me an intelligence check, please.
12.
Actually, didn't we yeah, we already resolved this before game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. My bad. I apologize. You recognize her from Quinn's ship. One of his officers.
Okay.
And she walks up to them. And you can see the lightsaber on her hip. You can see her eyes. And two of her escorts take up position outside the alleyway. Two of them take up position midway between her and your escorts, and to follow her. And they turn. The men who arrested you turn. "This is our catch." "Yes, it is your catch. You will be properly rewarded for it. But this one, ah." She'll walk up, and she'll put her gloved hand on your face, and the very first thing you notice about her gloved hand is the metal talon where the fingernails would be. And you can feel it pressing into your flesh. "I've sensed you before, haven't I?"
She licks her lips and looks the woman in the face.
Right. I'm curious. Slave. And you can hear ripping. And you can feel her hold the gloved hand on your. You're not that impressive now. Did they silence your tongue?
And she'll lick her lips again, sticking her tongue out just a little further to make sure that she knows that it's still there. It's just a little cheeky.
She'll laugh. She's keeping eye contact with you.
Oh, yeah.
And then you feel it. The electric jolt, as if every bit of your being is, being shocked.
Her arms are still behind her back, and she's still wearing the collar, right?
Correct.
She arches hard, thrusting her chest forward and her arms down behind her back, and drops to her knees with her head back.
She'll lower with you, not letting that physical connection go. And she'll lean in close and look side to side as if a warning to those near her, and they'll back away. She'll lean in very close to your ear, and she'll cut off the shocking long enough so your mind can focus. I'm glad you've learned to keep your mouth. Message to deliver. Tell your master that an audience has been waiting. And as for Astra, let her know that the honeymoon suite is still. And she'll back away. And Hodge, at the tone that she spoke, you're the only one that heard it. The people directly around her didn't hear this.
When the shock stopped, her head fell forward. It had been tilted back. Her head fell forward as the tension released from her body.
Mm-hmm.
She lifts up her head and shakes her hair out of her face. You're quite mistaken. I'm not a Jedi. I have no master.
Of course not. Jedi don't train slaves. And she'll raise up. And as she comes up, she'll plant her knee into your chest, finishing the job with that her blades had started, knocking you to the ground. And she'll turn. This one's not even worthy to be a navigator. Send her to the pleasure barge. And she turns to walk away. Tessar, give me a spot check.
Altasara's looking on. Hodge rises. She struggles a little because of her hands are behind her back, but with her balance and skill set, she rises fairly easily to her feet and plants them, shoulders back, and absolutely defiant in the statement.
Okay.
14.
Okay. You see her turn around, and then she stops, and then turns back around. By the way, she points to one. You and your patrol will accompany me. I'm sure, and she'll turn to the partner. I'm sure you are capable of taking this servant, she says, looking at you with a mocking smile. Slave to the pleasure barge. She won't cause you any problem.
There's fire in Hodge's face. She doesn't say anything.
And they obey her. And she returns her craft and leaves, taking all the guards with them except for the one.
So I don't get any action or any say at all.
What do you want to do?
Well, when she saw this girl attack Haj, she would have raised her blaster pistol and aimed.
Okay. So let's
I don't know if Dude Man Dude is going to try and stop her.
let's take a step back. You're watching the scene unfold. Okay? And you can feel your anger as Hodge is being treated this way. You can see the scene unfold. Now, bear in mind, there's a speeder between you and them, so you know it's not a direct path, but you can still fire if that's what you want. You already declared you had your blaster out.
When she raises it and takes aim, you said, I'm confused about her line of sight. First, you said she can see them, and now you say she can't. So,
No, no,
is
no.
she only. Okay, what am I missing?
All I'm saying is, if you initiate combat with a ranged weapon, they'll have easy access to cover where you won't. So all they have to do is take a move action to cover. I was just letting you know this setup.
Does does the guy that I'm with, I need a name. I'm gonna have to ask him his name in a minute. Does he try to stop her? Does he try to stop her, or does he just stand there?
He will. He'll reach out. There's something wrong here, he says.
She turns and she glares at him and she says, "Do you think?"
This isn't the way it happened.
Is there anything that we can do to stop this from continuing to happen?
You would throw your life away.
That is not the question that I asked.
But it's one that you must answer. If we go over there now, we are clearly outnumbered. Innocent people will be harmed. Back.
Then we follow her.
I thought the goal was to save.
It's not often that Tessara gets really angry, but he sees the look in her on her face that she's really angry right now. She says, "You're telling me that to try and rescue her right now would likely end up with me dead and possibly you as well. I offer to say to follow her, and you ask, I thought we were going to rescue her. So, what is the plan?"
Right now is to find out why this has changed. Patience, sir.
She shoves her blaster pistol back into its holster. I'd like to refer to you as something other than the names I have developed in my mind. What is your name, please? Hello?
No, no, I was typing it. Usab.
Oh, great, Husad. You seem to know who I am, though heaven knows how. She crosses her arms and kind of cocks her hip and looks at him. So you do a far seeing to see what is going to happen?
Something.
How much time do you need?
Look. Friend stands defiant.
She sees it.
Cure. They leave her soul.
Out of character, Tassar heard where they're taking her, though, right?
Right. So the woman who stopped Hodge's group took her people and the two guards and boarded her speeder and left, leaving Hodge alone with one guard.
So she turns and looks back at him. So we attack him now, take him down, and rescue her?
This isn't the supposed.
She's just standing there looking at him.
Is that all you brought with you last?
She looks frustrated again. I haven't finished my lightsaber yet, so yes, this is what I have with me.
Thinking. Primitive.
My bow and arrow are on the ship. I'm sorry, let me edit. My bow and arrows are on the ship. It was too conspicuous to take them with me.
So, how are you at rolling?
Fairly well.
And he turns to face you, grabbing the shoulders of your outfit. Tuck and roll. Then shooting.
Okay, hang on, out of character. I have a question.
Yep.
What am I going to need to roll?
I will tell you that.
Okay, so she looks a little grim, but she nods.
And he falls back, pulling you with him, and he lands on his back, planting his large, long legs on your torso and thrusting you across the street. And for the better part of the flight, you're like Supermaning it until you start to come down. Give me a tumble check.
That is the worst time to get a 1. 3. I get a 3. I want to throw my phone across the room right now, so
You
just
need to
get on
show up
with
and
it.
practice more often, Davis.
It's a roll. I don't have any control over a fucking dice.
Sorry. So you land and you hit hard, and you kind of you weren't expecting him to literally hurl you across the street. It makes perfect sense. You're like, oh my god! And Hodge, you see a flying Tassara land across from you.
She takes advantage of the distraction and goes to sweep her guard's feet out from under him.
He looks surprised as hell as well. And go ahead and give me a melee attack roll, please. Martial arts.
Okay. I don't have a melee martial arts.
You don't have martial arts?
No.
Then
What do I roll?
go ahead and roll that melee attack.
All I've got it for melee weapons is the stun baton. I don't have a melee unhanded attack. How the hell do I roll that?
So what you're going to do is you're going to roll a d20, and then
Okay.
you're going to add 4.
8.
Is that your total roll?
Because I rolled a 4. Rolling d20, rolled a 4.
Okay.
Plus 4 is 8.
So Tasara lands, skirts across, hits some garbage cans. And the guy is shocked, and apparently Hodge wasn't as like, you know, in a perfect moment as everybody was expecting, because no one expected to see Tasara flying. And so it's a brilliant distraction. Give me initiative rolls, guys.
Oh! Apparently, since she's on her ass. All right. Big man goes first.
He draws out his weapon. It looks almost like a pike, and he activates it, engaging the energy baton, and moves away from Hodge, who is on her ass, and moves towards Tasara.
Who is on her asser.
Yeah, but she's concealed behind garbage.
And I'm not. I'm fully exposed.
He swings at Tasara and hits a garbage can and uh, sends it shocking across the alleyway. Sorry, you're up.
She's gonna shoot the blaster pistol at him.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
What am I rolling?
Range attack. Your blaster pistol.
Okay, it says attack 17, damage 6.
Okay, so you hit him, and he's like, and he takes 6 points of damage, and he lets out a loud grunt. Hodge, your turn.
All right.
You can return the favor by charging him and slamming him into the wall.
You bet your ass. What do I have to do to roll? What do I have to roll to do that?
Melee attack.
All right, so that d20 again plus 4?
Yep.
Or more because I'm coming in from behind.
No, it's just a +4 because all it does is adjusts his defense.
Okay. 9.
Okay, so you run in and you hit him, but you don't really like send him into the wall, but you definitely like tangled with him, and he's gonna try to attack again. Oof. He misses Tasara horribly. Zara, you're up again.
Okay, I need to ask a question about the it's a mechanical question.
Okay.
So I could fire again. Or I could do a force skill called plant surge. What does that do again?
Those things.
It will entangle him in plants.
Are there plants nearby, and how quickly will it do that?
Usually takes about 1 turn. There are plants nearby. There's grass and weeds and shit. So yeah, you can just.
Okay. Second question. In doing that, it will negate any of the force protection, the stealth that I had in action.
That is absolutely correct.
Okay. Haj, what do you think? Lily, what do you think? Should I do plant surge or should I blaster pistol him again?
I would blaster pistol him again. If it takes 1 round for the grass to grow around his feet and capture him, shooting him seems a more immediate way to solve the problem.
Okay. That's what I thought too, but I just wanted somebody else's opinion. Okay, so she's gonna blaster pistol him again. Let me roll it. Hang on. Okay,
Damn, Davis.
attack is 28, damage is 5.
Okay, so you shoot him, and he takes damage again. Hodge, your turn.
All right, she's going for that leg sweep again. She wants to knock him off his feet.
Okay.
And in 4 is 13. She's getting better.
Yeah, she's getting better.
She's also hampered by her hands behind her back, so that explains all the rolls.
So, Hodge, you make your attack, and you're doing your leg sweep, and you see these two insectal-like arms grab him from behind as he's facing Tesara coming in for another attack, and kind of lifts him up, and you hear bone crunching as his head turns to face you. Pretty sure it's not natural.
She takes a step back and towards Tesara.
So that'd be a step forward.
What is step forward?
Yep. Because he was facing Tesara, you were attacking him from the rear.
Okay. And this guy came in. If we flanked him on one on either side, then how did this?
You didn't have him flanked.
Okay.
You were so the Hassan came in behind you, reached over you,
reached over me
because of his size, and just snapped it and just twisted his head around.
Okay, then yeah, it would be a step forward. She's moving toward Tesara and turning her body so she can face the newcomer.
You don't have much time, he says, rifling through the clothes on the bot, or rifling through the clothes on.
Tesara will run up to next to Haj.
Who's your friend?
Somebody that just saved us both.
Does he have the key? She hollers over to him. Does he have the key?
He does. And he tosses it to Tesara.
Do I have to roll to catch it?
No.
Thank you. She grabs it out of thin air and quickly unshackles hands and neck.
Yep, it's just a matter of hitting a button and they fall off.
Excellent.
And she looks down at herself. I can't walk through the streets like this. Like, her shirt is ripped completely from throat to pant line. She is exposed.
You don't have to go back. Speak to your friends. Tesara, Tesara Hodge, both of you give me a sense motive check.
25 for Tesara.
22.
He seemed like he was gonna say something else. It's just his species and the way he speaks. Definitely, instead of saying friends, seemed like he was gonna say something else. You must this work.
Tesara is going to grab Haj's hand and start running, and she kind of it's going to be hard. You may need to do a listen check, but she's going to hiss at Haj, "I'll take off my cloak while we're running."
Okay, you guys take off running. Tesara manages to flip off her cloak and cover Hodge. She does attract some attention, but it quickly fades as you guys continue to run through the street.
All right, Tesara is going to try and pay attention while running to see if there are any more guards watching, paying attention, and if necessary, she'll do force. Is it defense or force stealth?
You do force defense, it will negate your force stealth.
But it won't protect Hodge. It would only protect her.
Correct.
Even though they're holding hands?
Correct.
How far away is the Gungnir from here?
At about a 20-minute run.
All right, she'll do force stealth. And let me find it to roll. Hold on.
Okay. Well, right now you're still covered under your current force stealth.
Oh, okay. So she'll just be on full run, and can she use her comlink while running?
Sure can.
So she presses the comlink and she's running full speed and she's like gasping as she's running. We are
Who are you calling?
the Gungnir.
Okay.
Open the cargo bay. Oh, sorry, I'm having the dumb. Player is having the dumb. What is the thing called again? The ramp?
Yeah.
Just the ramp, right?
I mean, you can call it the ramp. That would be perfectly fine. They know what it is.
Okay, if the ramp isn't open, open it. We are on the run back to the Gungnir. Protection will be needed. We might be followed.
Astra, you hear that coming over the intercom as you guys are loading up the supplies.
So, Astral, first look around, make sure the girls aren't anywhere near.
Nope, they're still under guard. You are in the cargo bay. There are 2 large cargo speeders unloading supplies.
Okay, then she will head towards the front of the cargo bay where the ramp is. She'll have her lightsaber ready, but she's gonna try and stay concealed and not obvious.
Are you going to answer the communication?
Oh yeah, duh. To Sarah,
Yes, it's me.
we're still loading supplies. The ramp's open. What's
How much
going on?
longer will it take to finish?
I'm not sure.
Can you use
Huh?
Go ahead.
She's gonna turn to the handyman or a
He's
droid
here.
that's nearby. How long is this gonna take?
Oh, we should have supplies unloaded in about 40 minutes.
40 minutes to Sarah.
Can you use move object to speed it along?
I could, but that would alert them to the fact that there's a force user here. And it would probably light me up like a beacon.
Damn it. At this point, we're about 15 or 16 minutes out, and I don't know if we're being followed or not.
Tell her worries about a force user on board, they already know.
Did Astra hear that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what, Hodge?
I said they already know we're here.
What do you mean they already know?
They already know. Where is Durro?
He went to go look for something. He said he had a feeling he needed to follow. He's not
Damn
on the
it.
gun here.
Damn it. Astra, they know that we're here.
Well,
They
yeah,
nearly
they've
took Hush.
known we've been in the system since we arrived.
So then it matters exactly how that we use the force?
Quinn probably knows we're in the system, but his guards may not.
You just hear Hodge sigh and huff and puff from the running. You can tell they are running and on the move.
Tell you what, don't do anything until we get there. The minute we arrive, you and me will use move object to move everything so we can get this door closed quicker. See if you can reach out to Durro on the comm link and get his attention.
All right.
And Tesara will look over at Haj as they're running. I'm sorry.
Don't be. My damn fault.
She gets this grim look on her face and she keeps running.
You guys arrive at the Gungnir. During that time, Astra, you've been unable to reach Durro, whether it be telepathically uh, or through comms. In fact, you can't even sense him on World anymore.
Oh, what?
Can we fast forward to Tisara and Haj arriving?
Yep.
Okay, so Tisara and Haj are literally panting, all out running. She runs up the ramp and starts immediately trying to use move object to move anything else still not loaded.
So you're able to like quickly finish up the task. You catch a lot of like the operators of the hover speeders or the cargo speeders are like looking at you with surprise, and Handyman is like, "Well, thank you for helping us unload."
Handyman, we need some kind of shield or protection around the ship. We may be under attack. They may be coming for Astra and me and Haj.
It won't be coming.
She spins around. What?
Hmm?
They won't be coming. You've been invited to an audience.
Well, with Duro missing, what should we do?
Wait, Durro is missing?
Yep.
What?
Yeah, I can't feel him anywhere on planet. I can't contact him with the communicator, and I can't get to him with telepathy.
Tessara backs up 2 steps, closes her eyes, and focuses, and reaches out to Durro through the force to find him.
Can't sense him.
Um, she curses and glances around. Where could he have possibly gone? How long has he been gone? She turns around to Handyman. How long has Durro been gone?
Would estimate probably about 45 minutes to an hour, but I wasn't present when it started.
There's no way he could have left this planet unless he directly got on another ship and took off, which he would never do of his own volition. And if you say he's been invited to an audience, they wouldn't have taken him.
Gungnir walks up. I must report. There is no likelihood that he boarded another ship, at least not from this city. All space traffic has been ordered shut down. This happened shortly after our arrival.
You've got to be kidding me.
Knew we weren't going to get off this world.
Okay, listen. All we can do is sit here and protect ourselves if anybody comes for us and wait for Durro. We literally have no other choice. So I think we need to just sit tight, do everything we can to protect ourselves just in preparation. But we cannot do anything until Durro arrives. It's apparently him that they want to talk to.
Not necessarily.
She looks questioningly at you.
There was a woman. She outranked all of them, and she looks at Astra. She was at Voss's table that night, I think. She recognized me, called me slave, servant. So I have to assume. She gave me a message. Tell your master his audience is waiting for him. And tell Astra. She looks right at Astra. The honeymoon suite is ready for her return. They may want Durro. But as Astra was the one I stood behind. And it was very apparent that she was the one to whom I was in servitude. I don't know whether she meant Durro or the professor.
It was just meant to irritate you. I was proud of you for not reacting to it. And she looks over at Astra and she takes a deep breath and she says, "What exactly does Ashanti think of all of this?"
I think she made her
Um,
feelings very clear, honestly.
yeah.
Tessara raises an eyebrow. She hasn't spoken in this whole time that we've been talking just now.
Nope.
Spoken because I have nothing to say. You all hear Ashante say.
Hi, Ashante.
Tessara looks really like evenly at Astra.
Yeah.
Ashante may be the only one who could distract him, but that means her using your body. Or, unless she has the ability to project herself out, it might fool him, but it might not.
If she projects herself out, she looks like herself. She doesn't look like Astra.
And as Master Sultanas has said, this is a beacon.
And we don't know the range.
Indeed.
These Sith underlings thought I was either a navigator or a Jedi. So I don't think they were looking for me specifically. I think I just got caught up in their net.
If I hadn't had his help, it would have ended very badly. I
Ashante,
still don't even know who he was or what he was doing there.
Ashante looks to you. His help? Looks puzzled.
Mm. There was a man, well, an alien. I don't sadly know his race. I could probably draw him on a datapad, what he looked like. He called himself Husad, and he had the ability to see the future, I'm assuming using far seeing, much better skill than I have, at least. But he said it went wrong. Apparently, he had foreseen Haj being taken, and he had a plan to help me rescue her. But then this woman that Haj just mentioned showed up, and he said that was not what he had seen in his vision. So he appeared. Uh, Ashanti, do you know who this is?
I don't know who the man you're speaking of. Sod. Sith.
It's a
Is
Sith name.
not specifically. No, it's not a Sith name. Speak. This refers to demons. Sith. They are shapeshifters. Say. Only recently learned about them from Holocron. We toy with the Sith.
If they're shapeshifters, that was a hell of a shape for him to be in.
Right? It was
You would have
very
thought he would.
recognizable.
I was going to say you would have thought he would have chosen something less conspicuous.
He was very tall, had a sort of insect like face, but more the body of a lizard with a very long tail and extremely powerful legs that he used to send me flying in order to badly land and manage to get Haj rescued. But without his help, I don't dare even think about what would have happened. But I'm not so sure about his motives either. I got the feeling that he wasn't exactly being 100% truthful with me. His motives were unclear.
I think they were very clear.
Oh?
If he moved to step in and save a stranger for reasons that are unclear to us, they're obviously clear to him. He's here to harry the Sith. But further understanding of his motives do we need or want?
Good
I
point.
suppose.
Name.
Do you ask a good Samaritan why they're a good Samaritan, or do you simply say thank you?
It's curious he chooses the name mythological.
Ashanti, if I was to draw him on a data pad, would you be able to tell me whether or not this was somebody that you recognized as one of those demons?
Identify something. Wind, air, shape, shapes they. There
Ah, right.
are, as I said, legends.
Which may be exactly why he is using that as a name to inspire fear, to inspire hope, to inspire legend.
Well, I don't even know if we'll see him again.
We must conclude.
What do you mean no longer with us, Ashante?
I'll thank you to rephrase that.
We must conclude the Master Thaltanus is dead. Is that a better phrasing for you?
Breathe, Ashante.
Glares at Hod. Now,
If Ashante and I go and distract Quinn, do you think the two of you can manage to find Durro?
why do we need to distract anyone? 3 powerful Force users have been unable to. Therefore, the conclusion is not among the world living anymore.
Wrong.
I like to think that I would have felt it had he passed. I've known him almost my whole life.
No reason we could not sense him.
What if I try farseeing? I
Astra,
might
if
be able to
you,
find him that way.
I think I am better at looking backwards. If you want to look forwards, I can try looking backwards and see what we find.
You came running in a hurry, claiming that conflict was on your heels. Why the urgency? She says, looking at Tessara.
She frowns. I would like more inform. I would like to know rather than not.
Why the urgency, Tessara?
Because if Durro is in danger and alive,
That's
I'd
not.
like to try.
Sorry, I cut you off.
What she wants to know why you came in so quick and you claimed that you were being followed and combat was soon to follow.
Because they were going to take Haj prisoner. And I expected us to be, once it was discovered that she did not appear where she was supposed to be, that we would likely have been found out and followed. It was an assumption that I made that perhaps is wrong.
So, Hodge's cover has caused all of us to become exposed. And yet you want to spend the better part of an hour searching the force for something you can't sense.
What would you do, Ashanti?
Leave.
The planet?
Of course, the planet and the system, if need be.
I thought you wanted to meet Quinn and be with him. Why would you want us to leave if that's true?
Because he will hurt.
Hodge turns back around. That's not an option. The blockade is not letting anyone out of the spaceport. Did you not just hear them say that all ships have been ordered to power down?
The
We're
Gungir.
not going anywhere.
The Gungir has powerful shields. Its engines strong enough. If we head low city, pull up, we can leave pursuers.
Hodge, yeah. Ashante. Ashante.
Yes,
We can't leave Durro.
yes, we can.
There's no conclusive evidence that he is dead, and if staying here and trying to find him before taking action puts me in harm's way, then so be it.
That is your attachments speaking. She turns to Tessara. You are the most level-headed of three. You know what I'm saying, right? We must leave.
Tessara takes a big, deep, long breath and closes her eyes.
And what if Durro's order would be left without a master and Chiri would be left without a master?
Would you prefer Chiri to be, and she'll turn to face Astra, would you prefer Chiri to be returned to slavery? Because you can't let go of someone who is obviously dead.
We don't know he's dead.
You can't sense him. You can't contact him. What else could possibly be the situation?
Why do you think I suggested foreseeing?
We don't have time for that.
He could be concealing himself in the Force.
So much that he can't answer his comlink.
He may
Tessara
not,
turns around and I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
he may not be at liberty to use his comlink.
then he's become a prisoner.
Then all the more reason to go talk to Quinn.
All the more reason to leave. Do you think he would want you in harm's way? Any of you? Even the whelp?
What whelp?
She means cheery.
No, I mean you.
God damn it. I shouldn't have asked.
Tessara is backing up. Everybody stop talking. She closes her eyes and she does the thing that she was taught to do since she was 13 by Durro, which Amy as the player knows does fuck all. But as a character, she doesn't know that. So she is seeking the will of the Force.
Okay. So, give me a sense check. Wisdom.
12.
Tessara, you've done this before. You've reached out and put your hands into the force and felt its current. It's smooth, passing through your fingers like water flowing down a stream or a river. Something strange is going on here. The 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 current is churning. It's not flowing, it's churning. Something's changed here.
Can she step further into it?
No.
So she takes a couple of moments and she comes back to herself and she opens her eyes. There is definitely something wrong. The current of the Force seems to be disrupted or churning, almost like a whirlpool. It doesn't make any sense. Out of character, just following up on an instinct of the players. Does she feel? Does she feel the energy going downward?
No. It's just churning.
When you say churning, are you looking at like the Colorado River Rapids?
You ever seen
Like
a
is that
you ever see a whirlpool?
yeah, that's what you're talking about.
So, it's not as you see a whirlpool, how it turns and things go down. That's not what's happening here. It's happening more like the water is hitting. The water has hit some type of like blockage or something, and it's bending back on itself. Imagine like a as if somebody literally put a dam suddenly without any pause or anything, just put a dam in front of a river.
Um, so she opens her eyes. Astra,
Yes.
reach out to the Force. Close your eyes, center, and reach out to the Force. What do you feel?
And Astral do what Tessara suggests. I'm going to assume she needs to roll wisdom.
Yep.
One moment. Computer, will you stop being goodness? 20.
You feel the same thing Tessara does, but you can also feel the the effort, the exertion of the dark side behind the churning.
Oh, Astra looks like she's gonna be sick for a second. I'm okay. I'm okay. Wow, that was a lot.
What did you sense?
Oh, this is the dark side. Has something to do with this one. I mean,
Not
I'm not
surprising.
surprised, but oh, I still think a farseeing to figure out where he is the best option. Granted, it's gonna light us up like ridiculous.
Tassara walks over to, well, actually, first out of character, is our Gungnir and Handyman standing side by side?
Yes. And by the
She
way,
goes over.
Ashante is standing there just rolling her eyes at what you two are doing.
So Tassara walks up to
Here,
Handyman and
Dante.
Gungnir. I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep talking over you. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was snarking at Ashante. Go ahead.
I didn't hear what you said, though.
Mike said that Ashante was standing there rolling her eyes, and so Astra responded with, "Well, then you reach out and feel it."
So,
Okay,
Tassara, you walk up to Gungnir and Handyman.
so Ashante doesn't respond to her?
This is happening at the same time, so I'm running it
Okay,
concurrently.
okay. Tassara walks up to Handyman and Gungnir and says, I know that the entire port has been locked down. If we were to leave the port but not attempt to go into space, but merely hover above the city, would that attract attention? Would that attract attention and get them on us to bring us back down?
It is possible. Yes, says Gungnir. The the sensor suite we have that masks our signature doesn't make us invisible.
Right. What about travel to other areas of the planet? Is that being allowed?
No, the entire city is on lockdown.
Damn it.
So, Ashante will answer Astra. There is nothing more to be done. Your master, our friend, is no more. And now it's time for us to save his legacies.
Save it? How?
By leaving this trap.
Yeah, if he's dead, maybe, but we don't know that he's dead, Ashante.
Would you like me to bring you a body?
Yes, actually.
And what if that's not possible? Would you wait here?
As
Ashanti, I have
soon
a
as we
question.
try to leave, Quinn's going to attack us anyways.
So,
Ashanti, I have a question.
yes, Tassara.
You have the ability to conceal yourself within the Force, am I right?
Yes and no. When I'm part of Astra, yeah.
All
But
right. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
outside like this, I can't.
My apologies. I didn't mean to interrupt you. That is what I was hoping you would say. If you, within Astra, are allowed, I'm sorry, the wrong word. If you are able to mask your, to be, sorry guys, I've had a hard day. If you can mask yourself within the Force, and I can do so as well, Astra and I can do a force farseeing, her into the future because she's better at it, and me into the past without gaining the attention of those in this city that want to get force users. It would allow us the time to find out what happened to Durro, and if you're right and we find out that he's dead, we will make the attempt to leave.
You have already been discovered. This conversation is insane.
They've
Just
known we've been in the system since we dropped, possibly before, we dropped out of hyperspace. I know this because Quinn contacted me.
and
In
yet
fact, after we finished loading, I was going to talk to Handyman about figuring out a way to disguise me so I'm unrecognizable. But anyways, that's beyond the point. Anyways, they already fucking know we're here. Ashante, why is it going to cause us issues to look for him?
Why? She turns to Sora. Answer this question now. Why were you running back?
I thought we would be chased. And she looks over at Handyman and Gungnir. Can you tell whether or not we are surrounded by anyone or were chased to the ship?
Handyman will turn to Gungir, and Gungir's eyes will kind of flicker a little bit. I am not detecting any change in the spaceport's operation.
Tassara turns back to Ashanti. I believed we would be chased. Apparently, we were not. So I made a mistake on that. So I would like an hour or two for us to try this before we make an assumption about Durro's, whether he's alive or not. And even if we try to leave, there's no guarantee we'll be able to make it. They look serious.
Give me a Kisara, are you trying to so my question is, are you trying to withhold the information that Facade told her?
No, the player had a dumb. What did he tell her that I'm supposed to be remembering right now?
Hodge?
He told her that they needed to get out of the system.
Yep.
Okay.
You and your friends need to leave the system. And friends was questionable in his choice of words.
Yep.
Back to your ship and get out of the system.
Shantae's gonna glare at Tassara. The only time Astra's ever seen this glare was when she was staring down. You are not telling everything.
What do you mean she's not? Ashante, it's Tassara.
Tassara sighs. She's right. I'm not.
What?
Yes. Hassad did say we should get back to our ship and get out of the system. I didn't realize we weren't able to find Durro when he gave me that information. Damn it.
So, you are going to put Chiri's life, the girls' lives, Astra's life in jeopardy.
She holds
So,
up her hand. Stop. She turns to look at Handyman and Gungnir. What are our chances of escaping this blockade intact?
they look at each other, and then Gungir looks back. About 20 to 25%, depending on who's piloting.
Durro's the only one that can pilot under such extreme circumstances.
No, he's not.
What do you mean, no, he's not?
She stops and she's moved from closer to the door to the cargo bay. There's one other person on this ship who's a better pilot than he is.
And that is?
Locked away in his private quarters. And she turns and moves to leave the room.
We need to find Durro.
Astra, listen. Listen. We can still do a far seeing once we're off planet, if we make it off planet. We can still do a far seeing to find out if he's alive. If he's alive, we make a plan to figure out how to rescue him. If he's not alive, then we have made it out alive. And she glares at Ashanti for a minute. I hate this. I hate it. But
It's
But
if
his
he was
order
here, he
and
would tell us.
everything he's worked for will die with him.
only if you let it die. She snaps at Astra and then turns back to Tessara. You hate it because you know it's the right decision. And it
I
came
hate.
from me.
No, that's not it. I feel like I'm leaving him behind, but it is what he would say to do as well. She looks over at Handyman. If we begin the process of trying to get the ship to fly, will it be noticed by those at the port?
Yeah.
We can. Handyman turns to Gungir. There are ways we can do slow startups. The ship will be ready to depart in 15 minutes.
She closes her eyes really tightly, and anybody who can see her can tell that she like is full of agony right now, but she just nods.
We still don't have a pilot, or am I the only one that...
Hodge just went to find the professor to see if he would pilot. It is his ship, after all.
Last I checked, Handyman did the professor's piloting.
Okay, hold on. Out of character. I made an assumption. Then Tessara made an assumption.
Which is absolutely fine. Let it
Wait.
stand.
Hold on. Didn't he run into the Jupiter one? Like, didn't he crash into the Jupiter one? Tessara?
There is another pilot, says Gungir.
Cheery?
She
No.
has the skills.
As
Tessara
soon as
nods.
that girl uses any force ability, she'll light up like a beacon, and Quinn's already been in contact with her.
Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta stop this for just a minute. Like, I, as the player, did not realize that Hodge was also a pilot. That was completely missed by me.
Yep, same here.
Which is entirely possible. I mean, if she learned to fly from Durro, why would you know?
Wait, how many ranks does Hodge even have in pilot?
That's irrelevant.
You're right.
I'm just saying, if Durro taught her how to fly,
Exactly. Funny.
it is entirely possible that Tessara doesn't know.
Yeah, no, I have to admit here, like, if Amy didn't know and I'm not metagaming, which I'm not, then Tessara doesn't know. And now
Yep.
Hodge has left to go where she thought was to find the professor. So she gives the order to go get Cheery.
And
I'll go get her.
Gungir and Handyman will head to the bridge. And Tessara will go get Chiri, leaving Astra and Ashante alone. She's looking at you.
What?
Ashante is looking at Tessara.
You just said Tessara went to get Cheery.
I thought Astra went to go get Cheery.
You told us that Tessara went to his Cheery, so we as players thought that was the
I
given.
apologize. I misspoke. I meant Astra's gonna go get Cheery, leaving Ashante and Tessara alone in the cargo bay.
Okay, that makes more sense to me. I was so confused. Okay, so Ashanti is looking at Tessara.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Tessara's jaw is very tight, and she's not looking at Ashanti.
All things aside, Tessara, what you've chosen to do is not the Sith thing, nor the Jedi. It's not that kind of decision. You chose to save those you can. You were strong. She'll fade, disappear.
Tessara puts her head in her hands and just cries. And she's probably just going to stay there until Astra arrives back with Cheery.
Why would she come back to the flight deck or to the cargo bay?
She doesn't. Just I forgot they were in the cargo bay. That's all. Is there something that needs to be done, like securing any of these supplies that we got, or anything that she can like physically do?
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff she could physically do to get her mind off the choice that she just made to leave behind her master.
So she does those things.
Okay.
Hodge comes back to the cargo bay, and she's changed out of the ripped bodice that she was in. The shirt you see her wearing is one you recognize as Durro's.
How long has it been?
A
few minutes.
Yeah, a few minutes.
She wanted to get out of the torn bodice. You can see scratch marks out of the top of the shirt. It's obviously too big for her by several inches in every direction, and it's hanging low. You can see that they're the scratch marks of the Sith woman on her chest.
It is obvious that Tessara is not okay. She is physically exerting herself. She's, even though you've only been gone for a few minutes, she is sweating. And she turns and sees you come in and she looks confused. So, did he say no?
What? Did who say no?
She looks confused for a minute as well. I thought you were going to talk to the professor about piloting.
No. No, I wouldn't go disturb him. He's made his intentions very clear. He wants nothing to do with any of this.
Then who were you talking about?
What?
You said you Never mind.
Yes, I said that the professor could pilot the Gungnir. It was an option. It was not an option we could avail ourselves of. He's in seclusion.
Then who did you have in mind for a pilot? It's only Durro and Cheery.
Okay, so yes, my barb was at the fact that the professor had secluded himself, that he's a pilot and he's a pilot and he could, if he got his head out of his astral, come down off of that ivory shuttle he's in and get us out of this mess in any number of ways. That, however, is not an option. It was a barb, Tessara. It was a snark.
I'm sorry, Haj. I didn't get the barb. My apologies.
As for who else can pilot this bird, they're looking at her.
What? She accidentally drops a box.
Hmm.
How do you know how to pilot?
Why do you think Durro and I are in the cockpit together so often?
Do you feel confident enough to be able to pilot this entire ship with only a 25% chance of making it?
That is a low number of success for a seasoned pilot, and I've only been doing this a little while. Just because I can doesn't mean I should.
Can
It's
you
better than
assist?
having, but it's
Sorry.
better than having Cheery do it.
Can Cheery assist you? Or vice versa?
Maybe, but they don't know she's on board. And that flight deck has a how wide is that window, Mike?
Uh,
Flight deck.
it's circumference. It's the entire fucking.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I wanted to ask. And if anybody looks in, actually looks in, the jig is up.
Tessara looks super agitated. She pinches the bridge of her nose. She gets on her comlink, presses the button, and says, Astra, cancel.
Still alive, Tessara.
I believe so as well, Haj. But you know as well as I do, if it was him standing in these shoes right here, he would do the same thing as I am doing.
No, actually, Tessara, I don't. Because the man raced into a sandstorm to save one person. He put his own life in jeopardy to rescue one soul. He didn't leave it to die out there. So no, I don't know that he would be doing exactly what you're doing. That said, if that's the decision that gets made, I trust that he's still alive, and I trust that we'll see each other again. I have to trust him.
As do I. There's a reason that we can't reach him, and it has something to do with this whirlpool like churning in the force.
This what?
It's a block. It's like as if there's something preventing the flow of the force from completing its natural path, this natural current. It's being blocked. I think he's behind that block, unable to reach us as we are unable to reach him. And Astra was able to tell that it was dark side. So do I believe he's alive? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. And I have to trust him as well, that he can take care of himself. He's older than any of us, has been doing this longer than any of us. Sorry, I don't know where I broke off. He's older than us and has been doing this longer than any of us. I have to trust him that he can survive and that we can get him again. I don't know how what that looks like. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if we're walking right into Quinn's hands and this escape out of their blockade will fail and we'll all end up on Quinn Voss's ship. I don't know.
Visara, Visara, please take a breath. Please, Lara. We don't know a lot of things. I'd say if it's only a 25% chance of us successfully getting past the blockade. The other 75% chance is that the minute that we break Atmo, we will be forced back down into the port. I don't believe that we're under attack, nor do I believe that Voss is going to be patient. I believe we have more time and less options than Ashanti's leave it behind. But we need to come up with answers, things that make sense.
I gotta take a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to Astra. Astra.
Meow.
So you get up there, knock on the door. Cheery opens it. What's going
I need
on?
you for a minute, Cheery.
She turns and looks. We'll finish this conversation later. She closes and locks the door behind her.
We're gonna need to talk about that eventually, but not right now.
Yes, of
Uh,
course. I can sense the tension on the ship.
and Astral kneel down so she's eye level with Cheery.
You hear Shantae's voice. You will need to pilot. Cheery, like the blood drains from her face. What? I apologize.
Don't listen to her.
We don't have time to take things easy.
Stop, Ashante.
You need to
Go check on
move
Tasara.
along. Tasara
Go
is
on
busy.
Tasara. Go check on Tasara, please.
I am not going to go check on Tasara. We need to get the Gungir ready for departure. You don't have time to be gentle. Tell the
I
girl
have
the
all the
truth.
time I need. Now stop and let me do what I need to do. Cherry, what do you know is going on right now?
We're resupplying. This isn't about the secret I've discovered.
What secret?
Later, something clearly more important is going on. Sorry, I'm got too high, too deep of a voice. Sorry.
Astral reach out and take Cherry's hands and go, Cherry. You need to stay as calm as you can. Quinn is in orbit.
The slavers.
Yes, they blockaded the planet. They knew
Then
we were in the system before we even dropped out of hyperspace. And Durro is missing.
you hear
Our master is missing.
you hear you hear Ashante. Ah, brilliant move, Knight Corey. Terrorize the girl and tell her that, her master's missing, and then expect her to fly.
Astral, hold up her hand and flip Ashanti the bird.
Very mature and subtle. Can we please move this
Stop
conversation to the bridge?
The others, mainly Ashante, is insistent we leave orbit now.
No.
The planet and the system.
No. Durro is dead, Ashante said. I apologize for having to be
There's no
so
proof that he's
coarse.
dead.
There's no
Enough!
proof he's alive.
She goes,
It would have been better to keep this information from her and have her do her task.
no, I'm not gonna hide the truth. I'm not gonna hide what's going on from her.
All she needs to concern herself with is the task that she needs to do.
As soon as she can't, she's not supposed to fly anyways. Tassara already said she wasn't.
No,
That's not why I'm talking to
you
her.
haven't received that message yet.
Oh, oops. Astra looks at Ashante and says, I'm not going to lie to her. And then she looks back at Chiri and goes, This is Ashante. Um, she's one of the 5 spirits that lives inside of my head. Um, let's just say that the Force has some weird things that's hard to explain, okay?
Okay. She's a dark sider. Ashante leans forward. I'm worse than a dark sider. Now get on the bridge and prepare to fly.
Ashante, enough.
You have no sense of urgency.
And you don't know how to handle children.
Strange, I've handled you all my life.
Yeah, look what a wonderful job you've done. Now let me deal with this. Go.
They'll
Go check
vanish.
on Tassara or preparations for the bridge. Astro, look at Cheery. What is Cheery doing?
Standing there, shocked, a little shaken. If we have to travel, takes a deep breath. I'm gonna go ahead. I can do this.
Cheery. I don't think Durro's dead.
He's not dead. I
Oh,
know he's not dead.
how do you know?
Just know.
Can you pick up on him? Can you feel him?
I just know.
Okay, this doesn't help me. Come on, let's go find Tassara. You think the other girls will stay in their room?
Oh, trust me, they'll stay. We've had a long conversation.
Okay, you stay right there. Astra's gonna open the door long enough to look in and say, "Girls, don't move from this room."
They all nod their heads.
And she'll close the door. All right, Cheery, let's go find Tassara.
Thought we were supposed to go to the bridge. That's when the comm link comes in.
Tassara?
All she had said was Astra cancel.
Where are you?
Still in the cargo bay.
Okay, Cheery and I are on our way.
No. No, put Cheery back with the girls. Please return to the cargo bay alone.
All right. Granted, I think you might want to hear something from her. Or would you rather I give her the comm and then send her back to the girls?
Yes, that's fine.
Master, I'll hand Tisara the comm. Tell her about Master.
I'm fairly sure that you're correct, Cheery. I don't think he's dead either.
Heroes don't die. I know.
Cheery,
Okay.
listen to me very carefully. I don't think that Master Theltanus is dead either, but we're having to make a very difficult decision, which means doing something I don't want to do. Do you trust me?
Are you give him?
For right now, yes, because I trust Master Theltanus is alive and he can take care of himself, and we will come back to find him.
But he's missing. If he's missing, we have to go find him. He
I'm
could
with
be
Sherry
hurt.
on this one.
Astra, are you on your way back to the bridge or are you still there?
He's
No, we're
standing
still
here
outside
next
the
to me.
room.
Cheery, listen to me. There are people here from Quinn's and the Sith Queen's army. You know what they'll do to you and your sisters if they find you here. They will take you again. I will not let that happen, which means, unfortunately, hiding you. And I wasn't aware at the time, or I didn't think about the fact that the flight deck has a massive window into the port. And if you are up here in the pilot seat, they will see you.
So
So you can't.
we just closed the shields. The big metal shields.
I'm gonna fucking freak out in a minute. What the actual fuck? Can nobody have this? Like, I'm so done right now.
Wait, no. Blame Hodge on this.
How would I blame Hodge if she didn't know either?
She did know. She watched the video. No, notice a silence from Hodge over there. That's because she's rolling on the ground laughing.
Sorry. I forgot that the thing had blast shields on the doors too.
Look, again, the lack of knowledge makes perfect sense. Tassar doesn't go on the bridge very often. I mean, she doesn't like flying. Why would she know this stuff?
Just give me a minute.
We love you, Amy. I just want you to know we love you.
Oh.
She's gonna leave my silly ass on that train.
She is.
Yes, she is.
No. She's not going to leave you on the train. She's going to be like, oh, Lily, come here. Take a look at this. Ah!
Okay. So let me ask you guys something.
Yes.
Because my memory is shit. Was it Hodge that said that the windows were wide open?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so did she lie then?
No. She just.
Why not? If you said she knew.
Okay, so she didn't lie. She with I can assume one of two things. Either A, Hodge had forgotten, because I know Lily knows. And if Durro is teaching Hodge how to fly, this is one of the things she would know. So she either forgot at the moment, and when Cheery mentioned it, Hodge probably had that moment of clear, like, oh shit. Or she withheld the information so that Cheery is safe and Hodge flies. That's just my suggestion. It would be up to Lily to decide the actions of her character.
If and when If and when Tessara looks at her for a confirmation and an answer based on Chiri's comment, then we will play that in character.
Here you go, Tessara.
So Tessara looks over at Haj and she's absolutely bewildered. She's bewildered. There are shields?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you? Okay, fine. Astra,
Tessara,
please return to the. Please head to the flight deck with Chiri. I will meet you there.
I don't want her on the bridge, Tessara.
Haj,
But
I made a mistake, and I continue making mistakes. And I continue to make them again and again and again and again and again. What mistake am I making now that I am missing? Please understand, I'm not upset at you. I'm just so upset right now. I don't have the ability to regulate my tone of voice.
You're not missing a mistake. You're doing what you believe is right, based on the information we have. That's not a mistake. The fact that you and I differ about how we interpret and process that information, and the information that we glean from it, our own filters. It's the only difference.
Why should Chiri not be on the bridge? If there are these shields that that apparently are magically in place.
First of all, we have to close them. They're not already in place. And doing that will raise flags. Traveler is about to climb up my tuchus and go left. If we leave them, oh yes, Tessara.
I'm pretty sure we're not going to make this, Haj. 25% chance is very, very, very slim. 75% chance that we'll get stopped and or boarded or caught or brought back down and arrested are extremely high. The minute that this ship looks like it's powering up to make any sort of attempt, even if it's low key done in a small manner, the minute this ship starts moving to do anything, we will likely be set upon without even being able to get more than 100 feet into the air. But we will have tried.
Yes, we will have tried. And what will have it availed us?
Are they still on comlink? Can Astra and Chiri still hear this?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't. No, they're not.
I've learned not to engage the Helvete. It's pointless. But the truth of the matter is... Go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
The truth of the matter is, they're not going to let us off. They know who we are. I was recognized. Boss knows Astra is somewhere in this system, and if one of his Sith officers recognized me, you know for damn sight that she went back to him. Why would she have given me this message? The honeymoon suite waits for your return.
It wasn't just Ashanti that told us to get the hell out of here. It was the man who helped me save you as well.
And he knows all about our situation, does he? As all those missing pieces?
I'm pretty sure.
So he knew Durro was missing when he said leave.
That I don't know. But I do know that he thought he knew what was coming. It changed. I don't know. And she actually, in a very rare moment, picks up something nearby and throws it really fucking hard.
Tasara, it changed. The future changed. Did
That's
I
what he
hear that
said.
right?
Yes, that's what he said.
Tasara, there's one being in all of creation who can do that. And she's on board with us. How
Then
the how the hell did that happen?
then she can't be the only one in creation that can do that, because he looked as confused as I felt. He told me that they were going to take you to a shuttle, and then we were about to rescue you when he stopped, and this woman showed up, and he said this isn't how it was supposed to go.
Tasara, you can see a gob like her wheel. You can see the hamster in her head running like mad. Tasara,
Hold on.
asked her how to.
Hold on.
Damn it.
Sarah, roll a intelligence check, please.
17.
You're frustrated, you're angry, you're hurt. There's a lot of emotions going on. But one thing that isn't going on is your lack of memory. You make your statement, this isn't how it's supposed to be, isn't what he said. He said, this isn't how it went.
Okay. Then she shakes her head and says, "Wait. That's not what he said. He said this isn't how it went. But he did say that he could see the future. I just assumed that he had already seen it happening in the future."
He did. And then it's not. Tasara, slow down for just a second and hear me out. Does Astra not say that her ability is so rare that the Sith has crossed galaxies to find her?
Yes.
Did Astra not have a chip in her head indicating that she was somehow a clone from the Crusade?
Yep.
Then, by process of elimination, what's that old phrase? If you rule out the impossible, whatever is left, however improbable, must be the truth. There must be another clone here.
Or Astra is in the future or past and changed it there. Maybe she has the ability to change the past, or is it only change the future?
That I don't know. I don't understand enough about her abilities, but what if, Tasara?
I I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Dara, you need to breathe. Please, I need your wisdom now. She walks up and she takes Tasara's hands in her own.
She's vibrating.
We know he's alive. We believe, we trust he's alive. He's here somewhere.
Yes, and so
And
is Voss, waiting to pounce to take Astra.
yes, yeah, he is.
So I'm choosing Durro or I'm choosing Astra. I'm choosing to leave to protect Astra, or I'm choosing to stay to protect Durro. It is an impossible choice.
Yes, it is. And your friend said It's not how it went, which means he saw it unfold in the now.
All right, listen, I'm going to take just a moment, and I want you to please explain to me what you're trying to say, because I'm struggling more than I've ever struggled to keep it together. And I need to hear what you're saying. Please tell me what you think.
I think that there's another Astra here now who can do, has done, stepped in and changed actively what happened in that alley. I think it wasn't our Astra. I think there's another one here. There's a clone here.
How is that?
Or
Okay.
because if that Astra knew enough to change that instant in the alleyway from someone who had already seen it, they would know to be here. And maybe, just maybe, we've got another friend here that we don't knows we're here. It's not just Voss.
Sorry, my cat just knocked over something. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, sure.
So, up on the flight deck, Astra, you walk onto the flight deck with Chiri. The blast shields are already closed.
So, what's going on, y'all?
Dante to the pilots. The pilot, glad you've come. Chiri said that out. I'm not lying. I'm not leaving Master behind.
I agree with Cheery.
Of course you do. Because you don't care about anybody else's lives that you're putting into harm's way.
Are you sure about that?
Yes,
There's only a 20% chance we make it off world to begin with. If we stay here with our engines powered down and don't do anything obvious,
there's a
they're not
hundred
coming
percent
for
chance
us.
that these girls will end up back in slavery. Yes?
Yeah, if they use their powers and make it obvious they're here.
We took them from their ship. How do you think they not know the girls are here? Don't you think they would at least look?
It's possible, but with Quinn's focus being on me, I think we can keep them distracted.
She'll walk forward, kneel before. Harry, I understand. I present to you as something dark and evil. I am dark and evil. I want you to recognize this moment because I am going to actively try to not be dark. And if you don't sit in that chair and you don't pilot the Gungir, there is a very high chance you and your sisters will wind up back in slavery. Or will become repeatedly raped by a monster. Hodge, well, nobody cares about Hodge, but Tassara will suffer horribly. In fact, everybody will suffer horribly. You don't find the courage to sit in that chair and pilot. Treasurer not lying to you when she says that the chances of success are very small. But the chances of us being destroyed, sitting here on this flight deck, are just as high.
No, they're not.
You don't know that. You're lying to this child.
You're right. You know what? I might know that if you'd shut up for 5 minutes and let me do the farseeing I wanted to do.
It takes, and she'll stand up and put her hands on Astra and shove her back. It takes over an hour to prepare. And you've wasted how long?
It does not take over an hour to prepare. Well, maybe.
She just looks at you in glaring eyes. Cheery.
Ashante, who's the
Enough.
one that's afraid right now? Is it
Because of
me or is it
you.
you?
He is afraid because of you. Because
No,
of
no, no. No. Which one of us is actually afraid right now? Is it me or you?
I am trying to save everyone. You are holding
I'm
on to
doing the
hope
most
that Durro is still
dangerous thing.
alive.
No, you're choosing the most dangerous option. Ashante,
I am choosing the option that
the Gungnir's not surrounded. They've
yet,
already told us that.
yet.
And Hodge had a message from Quinn. Or Hodge had a message. Obviously, they know we're in the system. They're gonna catch us. We knew this coming here. We knew this coming here, coming onto this world. We knew we were gonna end up springing the trap and getting caught.
So, do you think Durro would want these girls to fall back into Quinn's hand?
No.
And yet you're going to sit here and wait for that very thing to happen. Do
The
you
odds of us
want
getting out of here without the ship being completely destroyed is slim to none.
20% is hardly slim to none.
That's a failed test.
You are afraid to try.
No. I'm not afraid.
She turns to Cheery. Cheery, I'm asking you to save your sisters, to save Astra, to Sarah, from a horrible thing. Please, he says, trying to be. Oh, well. Cheery kind of looks down a little bit. She's scared. She's shaking. You can feel her emotions. They're all over the place. Finally nods. Looks to Astra. Looks to Gungir. Looks back to Shanti. Then, nervous knees, walks to the pilot's chair.
And Astra looks at Tesora and
He's not
Hodge
there.
and then Mary. Oh, they're not there. Where are they?
Still on the flight deck.
We never
That's
got to
where
the
we
flight
all
deck.
are.
Or I'm sorry, they're still on the cargo bay. Sorry.
Cheery, don't go anywhere. Don't start up those engines. Do not move this ship right now. And Astra will pull out her comlink and say, Hodge, Tesara, I need you on the flight deck now.
Where does that come in the conversation that Tassara and Hodge were having?
Right at this moment.
She looks at Hodge. So you think there's another Astra, and you think she's manipulating time.
Time? No. Events? Yes.
She manipulated time to save you.
Time?
Sorry. That was player.
Yes.
She manipulated the events to save you.
I don't know how else to explain it.
Astra needs us on the bridge.
I heard.
She just looks like beaten. So she just her shoulders are down and she starts heading for the flight deck.
Hodge follows. She's on her way to the bridge.
You guys arrive just as Gungnir reports. We are ready to depart at your orders.
Padawan, don't you touch those controls.
What's going on?
Ashante has convinced Chiri to fly.
That was what was agreed upon. Astra has done everything in her power to shake the poor girl's confidence, including telling
No.
her that Durro was missing.
I told her the truth.
She didn't need to know that right then and there.
When do you propose you tell her? When we're already, oh wait, not leaving the planet.
We are leaving. That's what was decided upon.
Did something happen that y'all forgot to tell me about?
I don't know what that is.
I'm sorry, it's my cat throwing a temper tantrum. Hold on.
I was gonna say, apparently the cat is now in labor with more kittens.
No, he's throwing a temper tantrum. Excuse me while I
We're gonna
kick
have more
his
than
butt.
13. Loth cat is having kittens again. Spontaneous kitten combustion. The next virgin Loth cat birth.
Tathara looks. Are Handyman and Gungnir now on the flight deck with them?
Yes.
You said our chances were 25%. What happens if we try and fail? Do you think that they will damage the ship and board us to arrest us?
Most likely, says Gungnir. However, Handyman Captain Master Taltanis has instructed me that all the droids to we can handle a boarding act.
Yeah, assuming they aren't armed with lightsabers.
Luckily for us, the vast majority of the crew are armed with lightsabers.
Only one right now. You're forgetting that Durro is not here, and Astra, totally what I meant. Tassara's isn't finished, and Chiri does not yet have a kyber crystal.
Dante speaks too.
Oh, yes, I forgot about yours. Forgive me.
How long could we hold them off? If our escape attempt fails and we are brought back down, how long could we hold them off?
A few hours.
Or we could
A few
stay here
hours.
and prepare the ship and set a trap.
A few hours.
At most, says Handyman.
I believe. She looks at Ashanti now. Listen. So far, we are a sitting duck, and yet we have not been attacked, surrounded, or had them try to board. And there's odd things going on. The force is not right. There's something blocking it. And I believe that this is the cause of us not being able to reach Master Theltanus. If we hunker down here rather than take off, and we are able to hold them off should they decide to try and board, even though we haven't made a move, we can hold them off for a couple of hours. I believe that that will give us enough time to do this farseeing that we're thinking about doing and find out the truth. And I know I'm going back on what I decided, and you have every right to be angry with me. But there's other things going on that don't make sense and don't add up.
Like what?
There's one big thing you are misunderstanding, Tessara. The answer wasn't how long we could keep them out of the Gungnir. The answer was how long could we hold them off? If they decide to try to board us, you can't stop them. If they try to board us, the very first thing they're going to do is disable the ship, and we won't be able to leave. You're gambling our only chance to leave.
We knew this was a trap when we landed here, and we knew it was very likely that we would get captured by Quinn and have to escape again.
I don't
She,
believe Durro in. I'm sorry, she won't say Durro. I don't believe Massa Theltanus would want the girls' lives being placed in harm's way. I
If
don't.
he weren't risking their lives, we wouldn't have landed here in the first place.
That
We
doesn't
would have left
mean.
the system like I told him.
That doesn't mean he anticipated this. And we still don't know if he's alive or dead. If he's dead, then it doesn't matter what his intentions were. He would want you to make the right decision to save lives.
and he would ask us to consider the options that we have. No one is coming to arrest anybody right now. This ship has been sitting here for 20 minutes while we've been discussing this back and forth, and nothing has happened. No one has tried to stop the ship. No one has surrounded it. No one has put it under any kind of gunfire. No one has tried to board us. We are simply sitting here. And as was pointed out, they are waiting on Durro for a meeting with Voss. There is likely they are just going to sit there and wait for Durro to decide what to do. They likely have no idea that he is not on board with us. We didn't
Then
know. So we sit here and we look into the force and we trust it, what it shows us. And then if it shows us that he is dead, we try our escape. If it shows us that he is alive, we trust that he gets it back to us.
if they killed him, they know he's dead. They know he's not on board.
Then why issue an invitation?
They would have already attacked the ship if they killed him.
And why would they have extended an invitation?
The Sith aren't known for their, should I say this, honesty.
If Durro was dead, they would have already attacked the ship and would already have us. They aren't attacking because they know they have us. As long as we stay where we are and we don't cause trouble, we should be fine for a few hours.
If we're not,
It's better than risking the girls' lives in a firefight.
oh, you're correct. It's better than risking the girls' lives in a firefight. Let's just let them go back into slavery and whimper instead.
No.
No, I agree. With Astra, I don't think that that's going to happen. There's more going on here than we understand. We need more information. I'm sorry, Ashanti. I know I said what I said earlier, but new information has come to light. I've got to look into it, and I
Wait, what
have
What?
to
new
use
information?
just
So,
hang on just a moment. I have to trust in the force.
so what new information? Is it similar to the information that you withheld from us before? Are we now keeping secrets?
Tassara looks over at Haj just to gauge her expression on whether or not she should tell them.
I'm just going through the motions of piloting the ship, getting the ship ready for flight.
So she's
We
not looking at
weren't
Tassara
taking
at all.
off.
Nope.
So Tassara looks over at Astra and then at Ashanti. So when Haj and I went into the village, like I said, we met this man. I met this man. He said he had the ability to see into the future and knew what was coming. He knew he knew where to be. He knew where they were taking Haj, and told me he would help me stop it from happening. I followed him. Then this woman arrived, the woman Haj spoke of earlier that was at the table at Voss's dinner. And I'd never seen her before, but I wasn't there that night. And he stopped and he said, "This isn't how it went. Not, this isn't how it was supposed to go. This is how it went." She looks very, very evenly at Astra right now. So that can mean one of two things. In his far seeing vision, he meant this isn't how it went in my vision. Or he'd been here before and this isn't how it went. Or a third option, which is that it is a possibility that you changed these events or someone like you changed those events. Possibly
What?
another you.
Unless they were able to go mind walking, which would light them up like a huge beacon, there's no way another me changed those events. And far seeing is far from perfect. Unless the seer's got abilities like mine, it may just be he saw one possibility and it changed.
Tassara shakes her head, sort of shrugs. "I don't know those answers, Astra." And she looks over to Ashanti. "You asked me to tell you. That's what I'm telling you. This wasn't the way he saw it going. It changed. How it got changed, I don't know. How it got changed, I don't know. But the issue the issue is we can't feel Durro, but I can tell something's wrong with the force. And Astra tells that there's something blocking it, some dark side ability, something to do with the dark side is blocking it, which may be why we cannot reach Durro. And
Sorry.
and it was pointed out to me that Durro wouldn't leave one of us behind.
Unless he does. I do not want to see Massa Thaltana still there. However, sad. if he would not want this conversation.
If he were dead, maybe. But we don't know that, and all three of us believe he's still alive.
Believe. You're holding on to beliefs. The fact of the matter is this: the Gungnir is sitting in a trap. The most precious of our cargo is aboard. And the choices you make now will dictate what.
You think I don't know that?
I
Do you
don't.
think, honestly, for a moment, that I like having to choose between protecting the girls and Astra or protecting Durro? I don't like this decision, Ashanti. I don't. It's not
Then,
easy. I have to follow the will of the Force. I have to trust.
Uh-oh.
if you have to follow the will of the Force, you have to trust the will of the Force. What is it telling you right now?
That Durro is alive.
Let's hope you're. Because you're gambling all these innocent lives on it. Power down the ship, Gungnir. Let us wait. See.
Tassara looks over at Gungnir and Handyman and nods, and then turns to Astra. Shall we do this far seeing? If you can join with Ashanti and just for protection wise, do the force stealth so that we don't
It
cause quite such a beacon up for force.
it
It'll
won't
be a
work
huge
that way.
beacon. It'll be a huge beacon regardless. But they know we're here, so what's the point in hiding?
I was hoping not to draw attention to us any more than already is, that's all. All right. Go ahead and do what you need to do, Astra. I'm going to try a far seeing into the past, as I am much better at that. But I need to do what I need to do for myself. And she
Okay.
looks around at everybody. I'm gonna do this in my room.
All right.
So it is 10 o'clock. I'm going to call this game here.
I want one other comment to Cheery.
Go ahead.
She says, as everything's getting powered down and they are all having their big conversation, she leans over and says, "Tell you what, let's go work with those combat droids or combat remotes."
Cheery looks across the thing. Shouldn't we be sending somebody out to.
We're gonna go far seeing.
No, you don't hear
All
that.
right. Okay.
Desara and Astra are going to use the Force to try and find him. Going out on the streets, kind of dangerous right now. Better we stay together.
But if you can't sense him, you're going to see on.
She looks over at Tisara and Astra. She has a point. You know what? Maybe it's that they don't Farsi on him, but Farsi on the day, and get a bigger picture.
I can't speak for Astra's seer abilities that are 10,000 times better than mine, but my ability to look into the past, not so bad. The past has already happened. I'm hoping to get some information on what happened that might give us a starting place and hopefully Astra will be able to glean more information on what is happening and going forward.
We should stay together, Cheery. Going out is, well, kind of what got us into this mess.
Stay here in case we need to take off again.
Sure?
She nods. She's also
Oh.
shaking. Scared.
Why don't I stay with you?
Nods again.
And Hodge will look back at to Sarah and Astra. You got this. You go. We need to get out of here in a hurry. Let us know.
Tessara nods.
All right.
Right. We're gonna call the scene right there.
Yep.
Wow, Lily, that was one hell of a leap. Oh, there's another Astra here.
Tell me it's not a legit leap, though. She was so enamored of this idea that Astra could change the future. Like,
Yeah.
you saw it over more than once, where she had to be like, "You can do what? Fucking hell! You can control things. We can win. We can do this." And rein it back, rein it back, rein it back, rein it back. The scene played out. It was totally legit. And she knows Astra was a clone. It was a leap, but it was a legitimate leap in character based on information she had available to her.
Yeah, too bad it's completely
Actually,
wrong.
did she know that Astra was a clone? Because as far as they know, Astra's not a clone.
No, Astra's a clone.
Astra's a clone. Astra had the Crusade chip. That went into the clones.
Yeah, but do they
No
know
buts
that
there.
it only went into
Well,
the clones?
They may assume Astra's a clone. Let me rephrase that. They may assume Astra's a clone, but I know for a fact Astra still believes she's, the original.
Well,
Yeah.
Be that as it may. What? Isaac Arnold. What the hell? Be that as it may, it was a legitimate leap in character based on what she can piece together. Astra had a chip, therefore and Hodge had a chip. Hodge is a clone. Astra is a clone. Logical leap to make. Secondarily, Astra did tell her, "I have this ability to change the future." Okay, and Hodge ran with that right up to the very hairy edge of, "We can beat Melora. We can absolutely use this ability to change everything. We can beat Melora. We can blah 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 blah." And then she was absolutely abashed by the fact that she went to that place and the idea of using Astra as a tool and a weapon and everything else. Really felt like shit about it. So both of those are in character, in canon scenarios. And that it happened, here's
the problem, though.
Tessara was the one who put those pieces together in her head. That wasn't the way it went. Something changed the scenario. Beepity beepity beepity.
Here's the problem, though. Why would there be a clone out here?
She can't put that together and never tried.
So, dang. You guys are legitimately almost 8 months away from the core or from the galaxy.
Yep, not arguing that.
Like I said, it's a really big leap.
It is a gigantic leap. I am not gonna lie about where did that go. I am not gonna lie about that. That is absolutely unquestioned.
Yeah.
That said, that piece of logic never entered Hodge's brain. It just went boop, because of course it did. Because
somebody else couldn't do it either.
Because nobody else can do that.
Sure.
No one else that she knows of can do that.
Thank you. No one else that she knows of can do that. There could be a dozen people who can do that shit. Only person she knows, and Astra was the one who said, "You know what? Like, I have this amazing ability. I have this incredible special ability. I have this. I have that." Not that there are people that. It's I am the ... end all be all singular sensation. So again, we can make the leap. It's a Roll of a leap, I'll grant you,
Astronaut,
but it is
she's
absolutely
Obi-Wan.
logical in Hodge's brain.
Well, as far as Astra knows, she's the only one, and she was talking about her specific ability, so why would she even bother with people have this ability? Like, she knows of absolutely no Jedi that have this ability.
So damn, did I put a hole in the bag?
Except for Obi-Wan's wife.
Obi-Wan never
Well, she
married.
knows Obi-Wan's wife is a seer, not that she can do the crazy shit that Astra can do.
Obi-Wan never married.
No.
Obi-Wan is married. Soul's brother Obi-Wan is in fact married.
Ben?
Yep.
In this universe.
He's not married. He may have been. Wait,
In
he's
this
not.
universe, he is.
Alrighty then. Wait, Professor Kenobi, the guy that we've been flying with, Saul's uncle.
No.
No.
I'm so confused.
That's Soul's brother.
Oh, Saul's brother. Thank you.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is Soul's brother.
Anyway, I had a fun game. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
XP.
Oh, I'll put the birdies up. Hang on. So I'm really sort of angry with you, Traveler.
Why?
Because I was expecting that scene to go very, very differently. I
Told you I wasn't gonna go into descriptions.
there was not even wait, I've lost the bird. There they are. Wasn't even that there was description. There was no hint of anything. There was no language. There was nothing.
That's because I told you for the game what was happening.
Yes. Fair enough.
I told you I wasn't going to go into those descriptions because I didn't want to trigger Amy.
Fair enough.
You know what happened.
I do know what happened. It played out so quickly. My brain couldn't even get into the mindset of the character. I was just like, woof. And it's done.
Okay, so couple of things. Are we still recording?
Yep. Want me to shut it off?
Yeah, because I have like logistical stuff to talk about.